on my evening walk, and I just got off a phone call that really got me fired up. Not in a bad way, in a good way. Got me fired up to come on here and just speak the truth and do a little bit of education, especially around the multifamily value add space. So, you know, there's been a lot of people that have lost a lot of money in the multifamily value add space. And I will have to say, I'm lucky that I've learned that it's what you don't know that costs you the most. And I can say that I've been doing this business a little over 20 years, and I've never lost an investor's dollar, and I've never filed bankruptcy. And I don't plan to because we made it through some tough seasons and we come out the other side. But what I want to say is I think I see where tons of people went really wrong. And it really comes down to the simplest thing you can ever imagine. And it's not easy for everybody, but it comes down to operations. And operations, look, guys, if you don't know what you're doing, then you shouldn't do it. What I mean by that is if you don't have a good mentor that has been there and that has done it, that you're going to learn from, then you should probably learn by yourself, risking your own money. That's not what happened in the last, I'm going to say 8 years, most likely the last 5 years. There's been a lot of people erupt from coaching programs that borrowed interest, very high interest bearing loans. They use mezzanine debt. They use floating rate debt. They gave spreadsheets to investors that came from various places. I'm going to put it that way. And they lost investors' money. Some investors lost a lot of money. And I've been making a lot of phone calls this week. And what really come down to it is everybody has lost a lot of money in this multifamily real estate deal. And it's not cool. It's not, because it makes it very hard for people like myself that has never done this or lost anybody's money. But what happens is most people had thought that I could just buy all this multifamily real estate and they could just operate with using third party property management and never care about the business, never touch the business. Well, let me be honest. That's where they went wrong. Because where they went wrong was is they thought, well, I'm just going to hire this third party property management and they're just going to do everything for me. Well, that's not true. Not true at all. Hey, how we doing, buddy? And the problem is it should have been ran like a business. That is what people went wrong, is they just said, "Oh, well, I'll just buy these buildings all over the United States and run them and use third-party property management." And it's just not the way it works. You still have to operate it. You still have to show up and measure KPIs. What is a KPI? It's a key performance indicator. Are you measuring the health of the business? That's what most people don't do, is they don't measure the health of the business. And that's what happened is they got this third party property management. They just let them do what they needed to do. They looked at the reports and they did not guide the property management. They didn't have good asset managers. Asset managers are the people that tell the property management company, we are not leasing enough. Work orders are sitting too long. And that's a problem, a huge problem. I'll be, it blows my mind the amount of the amount of work it takes to truly run a 1980s multifamily, the the 1980s multifamily deal and do it right it takes strong asset management. And it takes a strong asset manager that's been there and done it. Somebody that's been through the seasons. They know when a work order sits more than 24 hours, there's probably a tenant that's upset. And I mean, rightfully so. Think about it. I always say, anybody on my team, would you want your grandmother to live in an apartment building where her toilet, dishwasher, sink was broke, refrigerator for 24 hours? And would you want that fixed? I like your comment there. If somebody came up to you right now, are you ready to fight? Yes, I can defend myself. I appreciate you being worried about me, but I don't think that's going to happen unless somebody's just upset about what I'm talking about. Then I'll apologize for that. What is your message to the world? My message to the world is stop doing a disservice to tenants, to people that invested with people and feel like it's okay to lose their money. A lot of people are protected by the Security Exchange Commission saying that when you make an investment that you know and understand that you could lose your money. And that means that there's just no remorse. There's no big deal. But there is a big deal. You're hurting people's lives. And it's not cool. It's not cool at all. Just because you might be protected by the Security Exchange Commission, that don't mean you go out here and do bad things. I mean, think about it. I think everybody did realize at some point that Bernie Madoff was probably not going to return your money. But he did good reports and he lied. But eventually you got to catch on and think, man, where is this guy going? Is he going to return my money? And yes, he's being held accountable, but a lot of people have not been held accountable in this arena. And I feel like that people should be held accountable. I feel like people should stop raising money from people knowing that they could lose somebody's money and just continue to live their life on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere else. And just in perfect harmony. Like you hurt somebody's family, you lost somebody's money. Yes, there's a risk to that. Everybody understands that. But still, do the right thing. Roll up your sleeves. Go out here and operate these properties. I mean, I moved to Dallas for 6 months to take over construction on an opportunity we had. When it was starting to go south, I rolled up my sleeves. I did what was right. I got in the trench and I worked hard. And I think that's what people need to do these days. You see these syndicators out here that just continue to just raise capital and never roll up their sleeves, never go to the property. They're just like, oh, well, non-recourse debt. Well, let me be honest, it's recourse debt because there's going to be recourse on your reputation. And that's what people should think about. So I just wanted to come on here for a few minutes as I finish my walk and just get this out here because I want people to know that there's still good people on this earth that do good things. Peace out. We'll see you on the next live.